What is going on, guys? The Glitcher back again with another beautiful episode of That Gaming Show. I'm glad y'all are tuning in. It is a nice, beautiful Saturday. As you saw in the beginning of the video before we went live, W Energy, me and Galaxy Eater are sponsored by W. So if you guys are interested to try it, it's like G Fuel. It's amazing stuff. But yeah, if you guys want to try it out, go to www.wenergy.gg, shop around, look for whatever you want. And then just type in either Galaxy Eater or the Glitcher Boys to get a 10% discount. All right, enough with paying the bills now. Let's get into the actual podcast. Today we got some interesting characters. Of course, you got me and my wonderful co-host, Galaxy Eater. Galaxy, how you doing, my friend?
Feeling awesome today. How is the panel feeling?
Oh yeah. It's, we got some. We got some interesting members, like last week was the first episode of the show, but he didn't make it because he was nervous. But this is his first ever podcast, so if he stumbles along, don't burn him too bad. It's my son, the Glitcher Junior. Junior, how are you doing, son?
Good, living life and enjoying the beautiful Saturday.
Awesome. Well, it's like I said, buddy, it's going to be very easy. All we're doing is talking about video games and all that wonderful shit. But blast from the past, an old panel member from the Gaming Dosage podcast. We've been doing our own different things with different podcasting, video games, and music stuff. So we were kind of doing our own thing, but we kind of decided to bring everything back together full circle. And my brother has decided to join us tonight on this beautiful episode of That Video Game Show. Everybody, say hello to Proto. Proto Foxy, how you doing, my bro?
What is up? It's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Do we all know where your moms are at? We do. Hey, man, I'm happy to be here. Like you said, it is full circle. It just kind of like already reminded me of the old Game Dosage days, man. You know, it's lovely. It's lovely.
It's all good and everything, dude. It's been a minute, but
Oh,
yeah. You know, we got Proto Foxy. He met Galaxy Eater today, and he already knows my son because that's his nephew. But
yeah, I think I would know him.
But so guys, if you feel like making fun of me today because of the way I have the podcast set up with our icons, I had it figured out. It's been a total damn nightmare the last 2.5 days trying to figure out everything, and then of course last minute before we go live, everything's tanking. So yes, I do apologize of how the icons look. I'll have it set better next week. It just all tanked out last minute before the show started. But let's get into some video game stuff. I actually want to start this one off because I was watching some videos of it. New Forza Horizon 6 coming out May 19th. I've been looking at gameplay for it, and it looks amazing. Galaxy, have you taken a look at the new Forza Horizon 6? Are you going to get that game? Are you big into racing at all, actually?
First of all, absolutely love racing games. It's not like my forte, but it's definitely a game like I used to play the Need for Speed games, and that's what got me into racing, especially the Underground series.
Ooh,
and
yes.
then Horizon. Oh my goodness, those games. They're not street racing games. They're definitely more detailed.
Yes.
Love those games. I would definitely check this one out after seeing the trailer for it.
But
I would definitely give that one a go.
Oh yeah, my favorite ones were Burnout. I love the Burnout series, Burnout Paradise. Burnout 3 was my favorite. I was a huge fan of that. So when I saw that, yeah, because there's a feature in that game I'm going to bring up in a second. But Proto, you big into the racing games? Are you going to pick up Forza Horizon 6?
I'm kind of with like a Galaxy Eater here, man. I really got my thing more into like the Need for Speed stuff, the more arcade style racing. And I think the Horizon series itself, I think that's more arcadey, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it's
right?
Yeah, you can do like the simulation. You can like have the track out. It's been a minute since I played it, but I'll tell you why.
Yeah, it's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'll tell you why in a second, why I really want to get this game, and it's solely for this mode, but go ahead and finish your thought.
Yeah, no, it'll be something on my radar. My backlog is completely insane right now, and this, that, and the other thing. So maybe one of those opportunities where it's on sale or something like that. And I know it's kind of doing this weird kind of like staggered timed launch, like it's going to be on Xbox and PC first, and then I know it's coming to PlayStation later. It's definitely something that's on my radar. I mean, the Forza Horizon, well, any of the Forza games really, they're absolutely gorgeous to begin with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, but eventually, I guess the whole long-winded thing about it is eventually I'll get around to playing it.
Alrighty. Hey, that's pretty good response. But now I'm gonna ask good old Glitch Jr. over here. You play a lot of games, son. So is Forza Horizon 6 something you're gonna mess around with because you're just all over the map with it?
Probably not, because I mostly just be playing Squirrel with a Gun. It's a good game I like. It's funny. My dad trying to convince him to get it, so I might not. Plus, I'm agreeing with my dad. Paradise is where I'm set off at.
Yeah, if he's playing this crazy ass game called Squirrel with a Gun, that game is ridiculous. If you haven't seen it, it's Proto. I think you would actually enjoy the hell out of that.
Well, Squirrel with a Gun. I'm already going to look it up after the show here just to kind of see what kind of ridiculousness this is.
Yeah, definitely throw that in the chat for me. I definitely want to check that out, or at least like look at the trailer, because that sounds insane.
Yeah.
It's goofy. It's you'll see it and you'll be like, I think you can get it for free right now on Xbox and PlayStation. Don't quote me on that. But the big reason why I want to get Forza Horizon 6 right now is the simple mode where you get to race against a Gundam. And that to me is absolutely, well, it's not, they don't call it a Gundam, but it looks exactly like a Gundam, dude. And that is
so it's not a Gundam, but it's a Gundam, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and dude, you're like, this thing's running across the screen, you're chasing after it, dude. And I was like, that alone has already sold me on picking this game up. I mean, I love Gundams, and that right there was just, I thought that was a key freaking thing that I thought was awesome. Galaxy, what do you think? You racing the Gundam?
I think that's freaking awesome. Like, as a Gundam fan myself, my favorite Gundam, I know this is going to sound like, again, super mainstream, but I love Gundam Wing.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Also, like, Double Zero. Double Zero is awesome. But being able to race against a Gundam, that would be... I would love that.
Dude, that's...
every second of that.
Oh, yeah. I think that's going to be amazing. What about you, son? Are you going to race against a Gundam, or are you just going to keep playing your Squirrel with a Gun?
Squirrel with a Gun.
You're you're grounded forever. Anyways.
No, because he didn't grow up with Gundams and such, and no, he gets a pass. You get a pass.
All right, Galaxy says you survived this round, so
he gets to stay on the island.
You're not booted off yet. Since we're on, we're talking about an amazing Xbox game. I'm going to bring up another kind of Xbox-ish feature. Apparently, there was a leak with a new Xbox Elite 3 controller. Now, I'm staying away from glazing Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and all that. But I have to say, my favorite controllers have been the Xbox Elite controller next to my PlayStation 5 Edge. And dude, I love comfortable controllers. That's what sets gaming. I still use my controller once in a while on my PC. I still am getting used to the hand, the keyboard. I'm stumbling, blah, blah, blah. But that is probably going to be an amazing controller I'm going to have to pick up because I love that. So, and the Steam controller, I got to get that because if your guys are going to laugh at this, because apparently when you drop the Steam controller, I don't know how true it is, but it's an actual video. If you drop the Steam controller, it does the Wilhelm scream. You know,
I heard.
I think that's absolutely awesome. But these are two, well, the Steam controller I heard is absolutely amazing. But if the the Xbox Elite Controller 3, how do you guys feel about that? These consoles are they putting out too many controllers? Is that one comfortable enough? I mean, what's your guys' thought on that? Proto, what do you think?
As far as the Steam controller, because I don't have experience with it, but one of the guys from my show, one of the panel members, Game Complainers. He got one, says it's real nice. Trackpads work real well. He didn't confirm whether or not it screams. I'll have to ask him coming up on Tuesday. But as far as like the Elite controllers and stuff, because I know you just mentioned you have the DualSense Edge and you like the Elite controllers, and I'm not about to really crap on anybody's riff when it comes to those, because it's like they are what they are. They're like the premium thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I mean, okay, sure, I'm not spending $200 on a controller. It's just not happening. And the fact that, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, that is kind of a hard pill to swallow, especially with gaming being so expensive.
Yeah, especially with the way things are these days. I mean, I'm not gonna crap on it because, like, I really like the Xbox controllers. Like the Xbox One and the Xbox Series controllers are super comfortable. I've gone out numerous times just crapping on the DualSense. I don't like it at all, actually. So it's, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, if it's something everybody wants to drop a couple of dimes on, sure, whatever. But for me, I'm gonna take a pass. I don't need that kind of, I guess you would say, luxury.
Yeah,
cool.
Actually, that's a good segue into what we were talking about last time, how gaming has just become a complete luxury. And a controller costing as much as a game already really made me upset, as a gamer. Now we have pro controllers that are, almost as much of as a system used to be. I mean, like, controllers can be whatever they need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, each their own. It's all about gaming how you feel comfortable. And while I'm trying to get back into mouse and keyboard, because I used to do that, I used to play that like way back in the day. Mouse and keyboard was my thing. Switch on the controller thanks to the Xbox and the Xbox 360. Loved it ever since. But it's just, I don't see myself playing at that price point either. You are absolutely correct in that. That is no.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. I mean, like, again, you could talk for hours about gaming being a luxury and whatever, and it's, I'm of the standpoint where it always really kind of was a luxury hobby. It's just now more of a luxury hobby just because of the prices and shit. But, and again, I hate to sound like this because it sounds like I'm crapping on everybody's thing. If you want it, go spend your money. I'm not pocket watching you at all. But I refuse. I just don't see the point of it. You get these cats out there who just tout it on social media all the time and like, look at how many controllers I got hanging off my wall. I'm like, brother, you probably could have bought yourself put a down payment on a really nice car or got you a bike or something for that money you got hanging on the wall right now. But like you said, to each their own.
Yep. Son, how do you feel about the controllers? Are you are obviously a console gamer right now. Do you prefer super awesome controllers or do you like the basics?
For super awesome controllers, just because they come up with more features than the original boring controllers, and they feel different and they have more grip than these old ones. Like Lance controller, I'm a controller collector. I like to keep my controllers, customize them, paint them, put stickers on them, and I like to put stickers on my dad's guitars to mess around with them. And
And that's totally fair. I mean, customize and do whatever you want. That's fair. I get that, So again, teach their own. It's the way it goes, man.
Oh yeah. So I figured we got some good gaming news right there so far going on, but I want to talk about something that's really been bothering me, and we had talked about it last week, Galaxy, how everybody was ranting and raving about this game called Mixtape. And what bothers me is I was looking more into it, and IGN, and I'm sorry, IGN can kiss my ass right now because they gave that game a 10. And that game is actually, I watched the whole gameplay of it, and it's freaking stupid. The game actually kind of sucks. I like the art direction of it, but what bothers me is a lot of these game reviewers are like, I don't know if you like them roguelike games, but Saros, that game looked pretty cool for PS5. I'm not going to get it because I'm not big into those type of games like that are like super hard, but that was given a 5. There was a whole list of games that a lot of, especially IGN, giving a lot of bad reviews, but then they gave something like that a top 10. My issue is, and I know a lot of people are going to feel the same way with it, is a lot of these guys are becoming super biased, and they're giving a lot of good things like crap grades to like deter people away so they can buy these new pretty much slop games. Like some of them are just trash. Like I don't want to say the word woke because that's gotten on my last damn nerves too, because now all of a sudden if you've got a female protagonist it's woke, when back in the day it was never like that. Like look at, we had Samus Aran, that wasn't woke. We had Lara Croft, that wasn't woke. But now when there's females in it, it's woke. So I'm trying to keep away from that term. But this media bias that like, oh, this game Mixtape was a top, like it's a 10, it's perfect all the way around. But then you got Saros, that's like I said, a roguelike bullet hell type game. Not my type of thing, but dude, the game looked awesome. It looks freaking awesome. And I think when The Last of Us 2 came out, that game was dog shit. And I'm not trying to go back down that rabbit hole again, but that was rated extremely well. But it's just like, and that kind of falls in line with like how Xbox gets rated low, PlayStation gets rated high, Nintendo gets rated super high. This whole the bias needs to stop, and I am definitely not a fan about that. Galaxy, how do you feel about the media bias for all video games out there lately? I think a lot of it's actually just straight up garbage.
I think it's definitely a plague on our community as a whole. You can't really even get like a decent answer or decent review out of something, and it's not just gaming. It's all over the sphere, all over the entertainment sphere, yes. Where you'll get these critics. They'll talk about how this game or that movie or whatever it is as well, but in all actuality, it's just whoever pays them, they go with their paycheck, which I guess is fine. It's a job, right? It's a job. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think there's a point where we can't rely on them. We have to rely on on word of mouth, or we have to actually spend our money on it. And I'm already very iffy on spending my money on games in the first place.
Yeah.
$60 is not that much of an ass. 100 is. And like we were talking about Nintendo last time, if I got to spend like $80-$90 on a game, I don't want to have to guess if it's actually going to be good or not.
Yeah, that's exactly a very accurate statement. Yeah, with these game prices going up. Proto, I know we've had a lot of histories with video games and how people say one game is trash, but it's amazing. But then you play it, it's awesome. The bias, man. What you think?
Well, first off, to get to the original point, anybody paying attention to these like big video game reviewer websites anymore, like the IGNs or the GameSpots and stuff like that, it's always going to be a crapshoot. Galaxy said it best. A lot of these guys are doing it for a paycheck, and that's what it is. That's what they got to do. That's the hustle. They're getting their money, whatever. But I'm gonna age myself here, and I'm gonna age us actually, because when you go back to like demos and stuff like that, when that stuff was available, even like in the Xbox 360 days, and where it was like, okay, hey, this is coming, you can play the demo now. You kind of get that a little bit here and there with open betas and stuff like that, but that's even few and far between anymore. It's a rarity. But the biases is ridiculous. Like I saw the reviews for Mixtape. This was a game I saw stuff on, and I'm like, okay, I really don't care. It doesn't look like it's my thing anyway. Some people are touting is like, oh, if you grew up in like the 90s, you'll get it. And I'm like, okay. It just came off to me more of like, you remember the Telltale Games stuff like The Walking Dead and things like that, Yep. It reminded me of stuff like that, but just kind of just seeing the little bits here and there, I'm like, or it was just like a coming of age story, and it's a lot of indie games are doing that now, where it's like all this coming of age stuff, and it's like, if I want to experience stuff like that, I'll just go watch a movie. You know what I mean? It's like, a lot of games are like interactive movies anyway. We can go talk about Metal Gear Solid all day long.
Yes.
And those are interactive movies. The Telltale, Walking Dead, and Batman, stuff like that. All of those type games. Those are interactive movies, but those are fun and engaging.
Right.
If I want to be nostalgic for the 90s, I'll go throw on Not Another Teen Movie or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
I guess I don't care enough, but I think, IGN and these reviewers that are giving it these rave scores, were they paid off? Maybe. Did they genuinely enjoy it? Some of them, yeah. But it's like you almost are required at this point to like look at user scores, much like how Rotten Tomatoes is with movies. You see the critic scores, and it's like, okay, I can immediately not pay attention to this because you see the audience scores, you know? So thankfully we still have that available.
Yeah, definitely.
As far as that goes, yeah, because it's like the mainstream critics and stuff like that. Like I remember back in the days where it was like IGN was actually a decent enough website you could almost trust their word. Now it's almost like if they give something a good rating, it's like, okay, well, I need to avoid that. And they give something a crap rating, it's like, well, I need to check that out. You mentioned Saros, and it was like, again, it's another game that's on my radar, but I'm not rushing out to get it yet. I want to try it. I want to play it because I actually like that kind of stuff. But, they did kind of crap on it. It's like, is it, for them, was it a skill level thing? Was it a, you just can't handle that kind of difficulty or roguelike or whatever you want to go into? You just never know, man. But,
not to cut you off. What game reviewer was it that didn't even play video games? I forget what game they were playing. They couldn't get it past like the beginning part, and
oh god,
what game was that?
I remember this.
Oh, they
It was Alien Isolation. I remember that because that pissed me off. They gave it a very bad review, and they couldn't even get past like the beginning. Like,
yeah,
figure it out.
And it's like, and those are the people that are giving reviews. That's like ridiculous. It's like you got gamers that not gamers that are doing this stuff now, and it's like, what the hell? How can you say a game sucks when you don't even know how to play? What the hell?
Right. Well, and that's even like a lot of these like quote unquote like influencers now, where they're talking about games that they haven't even picked up, and they use YouTube videos, so to judge it, and it's just like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've some games that I may have passing interest in, but I'm not wanting to drop the money on. I'll throw on a couple of YouTube videos on it and see and judge there, and then it's like, but I'm not gonna go out and like go start slamming it because it's like, oh well, this looks like shit, it's not my thing. And then because that's disingenuous.
Yeah, it's like, why taking a shit on a game for no reason? And it's like, and I'm of sound of mind. It's like, maybe just because you don't like something doesn't mean the next person isn't. Like, when you go on, I'm still used to calling it Twitter. When you go on there and you just see people just constantly, oh, this game didn't sell well, like when it's like Xbox versus PlayStation, it's like, just because you didn't like something doesn't mean it's a bad game. There's a lot of games that I don't like that everybody loves the hell out of. Like, I like the Dark Souls games. I hate playing them, so I don't do it. I
just don't have the blood pressure for that anymore.
But yeah, and it's like it comes down to does that make them terrible games just because I don't like how they play? No, like I said, just because I say if I don't like something, like I love the story behind Dark Souls and Demon Souls and all that, but I hate playing them. But that doesn't make it a terrible game. So.
Well, to riff off of that point, and I got a perfect example, and you'll know what I'm talking about because you were around, and I was like ranting and raving about it because I loved it. But who remembers Mighty Number 9?
Oh my god, that game was awesome.
But like I loved the game. Now I can look at it objectively and see like it wasn't a great game, but for me, I had an excellent time with it. I go back and revisit it. I had fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. But and I'll tell people like, hey, if you want to just check it out, do it. You may be pleasantly surprised. But yeah, I'm not going to run out there and say, screaming up at the top of some mountain saying like, this is the greatest thing ever. It's like, no, you can look at it objectively and be honest with yourself, but you also like what you like. And it's like, and again, Glitch, you know me all too well because we're brothers.
Yes.
I enjoy a lot of schlock.
Yes.
Yes, and it's
do.
like people will look at me and like, why do you love this? And it's like, how can you not? So I get it. It's like everybody's tastes are different.
House of the Dead movie.
No, I totally feel that. Like I play like almost every single Pokemon game because it's nostalgia and it's just a very familiar formula. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Like I know people were bagging on the new Pokemon. Now, granted, it did look bad. How the assets looked and everything was so flat. But I've heard a lot of people saying, yeah, minus the assets and everything looking flat and terrible, it's actually a pretty fun game. Like the last one I played, I think it was Sword and Shield, and I love that one. Like, now I don't know if the latest Pokemon's on the original Switch or if it's only on Switch 2, but I'm not going to pay the $500 to find out.
Right.
But like stuff like that, that game. No, that it looked kind of terrible, but everybody said it's still a fun game. So, son, how do you feel about, media bias and people saying something's good when it's not? What do you think about that?
I don't like it. I mean, I will say, if I'm gonna pay money for a game, I want to like it. Like the best $60 I ever spent was for Anthem.
Oh yeah, he's still heartbroken. I'm heartbroken too that they actually killed Anthem. That kind of sucks. They could have done so much with that. So,
but quick funny aside about Anthem, real quick, because you bring it up, and I remember when it went on sale. I think you might have even told me, and I think we had a couple of our group of guys at the time were talking about like trying to play it, and I went out and picked it up for like $5. It's still sitting on my shelf in the wrapper because when I got it, everybody moved on.
Hey, you know what, man? Even when everybody moved on, I still I just played it, and I literally was like 12 points away from having a max armor score. Like, it was still a good time, man. I wish you could still play it. So
yeah. It's just the way things are these days, man. It's like once something drops off and they pull it offline, that's it. And that's a real dirty, nasty bit of business this game industry is going and doing now anyway.
Oh, yeah.
That's not right at all. Like, you spend, $700, total on your system, your game, your decent controller, and you can't even play the game that you bought anymore.
Yeah.
Everything's online now. That's not okay.
Yeah.
No, it definitely isn't.
We got to speak out against that.
Yeah, there's a way we gotta try definitely preserve these, and this kind of segue into the next topic. With games that bias and all that, and the difference between AAA titles being designed and indie games being designed, because like sometimes the indie games do perform better than AAA titles, and which. There's a lot of indie games that I fuck with. Like, I don't know if you're watching the stream or if anybody is. I have, I don't even know. I can't even think of what the name's called right now that's running. I should have labeled it better. But this game is like absolutely goofy, or like, you almost look like a dude from the Helldivers running around just constantly fighting all these monsters. So, but stuff like that, is definitely and it's a better price and all that, like with the AAAs and, better price with indie versus AAAs. But your guys' take on AAAs versus indies? What do you Galaxy Eater? How do you feel about that type?
Well, righteously, if we're going to talk about indie versus AAA, I don't think we can properly even quantify which is better than which, because indie has. I'm not sure if it's even just like myself, but we give it more room for failure, or we give it more pass and more grace in certain arenas, and then we get something like Call of Duty and expect the world from them. Which, I mean, again, it's the price point. I play that plays a factor, but when it comes to things like that, I do think indie has been doing better as a whole.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of better games have been indie or smaller games. It's not even just a price point thing, but smaller games are doing better in our current ecosystem.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Proto?
Yeah. I'm going to riff off of that a bit, because I can definitely, off of what Galaxy said, because it's definitely again, it's going back to everything else. It's like what you value and this, that, and the other thing. Like he mentioned Call of Duty. And again, it's like we all know that franchise has really been kind of just beaten into the dirt and whatnot, and with Black Ops 7 especially, because I did play it and I did enjoy it. And again, like I mentioned before about looking at things objectively, it's is it objectively a good game? No. But did I have fun? Yeah, because I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. But it's it's the hit or miss. It's like Galaxy said, it's hard to quantify, because you got some AAA games that came out of the gate swinging and swinging hard. Look at Resident Evil Requiem. That is stellar. Like, good Lord.
Yes.
Now, that's how that should be done. That was, they did everything they needed to do within that kind of AAA budget, but then you get these bloated messes of games. Glitch, you mentioned Last of Us 2 earlier,
Yes.
and it's like, that's one of those things where it's like, okay, that is an overblown budget. It was I have my thoughts about that anyway. I still think Neil Drunkman fucking sniffs his own farts. Excuse me, I dropped an F-bomb, my bad. But I
No,
think
it's
he
all
sniffs
good.
his own farts and he gets high off of them. But,
That's a fair
that's, you see a lot of these, franchises and stuff. It's real hard to kind of decipher. You have to kind of swim through the muck because there are some AAA games that are Resident Evil Requiem, that's a good example. Like the Dead Space remake, that was definitely had some time and money put into it, and that
Yes.
was excellent.
Yes.
But then you get these other ones where it's just like, okay, overbloated mess, super high budget. Yeah, like Spider-Man 2. You look at that, it was like, okay, yeah, it's going to be decent because it's Spider-Man, it's Insomniac, but look at how far that went, before everybody just forgot about it. Those games aren't lasting. And then, like, to even get even further into it, and Galaxy, you mentioned the possibility about spending $100 on a game, and with the upcoming GTA 6, which is going to be a juggernaut because it's Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
But look at that budget. They're already telling you, yeah, it's going to, more than likely be $100 game, and then people will spend it. I mean, yeah, there will be people who spend it because there are people who are suckers for the Grand Theft Auto franchise. Me, I've never been a fan of them anyway, so that's an easy $100 that's going to stay in my pocket. But the fact that you got these, AAA deads going out there and even saying, yeah, we're going to put it out for this price and you're going to pay it. No, I'm not.
Yeah. No.
I will decide when and where I will purchase whatever game.
Exactly.
And
you know,
that's
but
what
then
needs to stop.
Oh, I agree with it wholeheartedly. Will it stop? Probably not until we see some kind of implosion in the gaming space, which a lot of the bigger names and the bigger talking heads are already starting to predict is happening or is going to happen. I mean, with higher console prices and stuff like that, and we're seeing the rising prices of games and stuff. They're saying it's coming to a head. I don't think we're quite there yet, but it could happen. And again, I've said this on numerous other shows and talking to other people where it's like, at that point, the only way it's going to stop is if we all start speaking with a wallet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you said last week, Galaxy.
Yeah, you just start speaking with your wallet. But then on the inverse of that, to go to the other point with indies, they're knocking it out of the park because a lot of these guys don't have that kind of money, and they have more passion into their project. Just like, hell, and I don't want to call it like full-on indie because I think it's got Atari's backing to it, if I recall correctly. But it's a licensed title, that new Jay and Silent Bob game that just came out, that Chronic Blunt Punch.
Oh, I didn't.
That's amazing.
It came out with what?
That's
Oh my God, you guys didn't know.
I had no clue.
no.
Go on whatever storefront you need to go on right now, because I found this out through one of the guys on my show, actually, because he had seen it and actually got to play it before it released. And it's super cheap. It's like 20 or $30, but it's literally an animated Jay and Silent Bob beat 'em up like Streets of Rage.
Oh my God! I'm gonna
And
have to.
it is awesome. I got to put more time into it. I only put about an hour into it, and then I'm going to go back to it. But it's incredible, and you can tell that these guys really loved the material they were working with, and they had passion, and they were gaming fans.
Well,
So-
yeah, that right there, just man, that I didn't know that existed, but I'm gonna have to.
Oh, look it up when you guys get off the show, and yeah, it's definitely worth the few bucks you're going to spend on it, because it's only, like I said, it's only 20 or 30 if I recall correctly. But my God, and especially if you guys are into old school stuff like Streets of Rage, this is right up your alley.
Oh my God, that's awesome, and it's kind
I'm
of.
definitely checking that out.
I'm gonna look into that too, and it's like, being that we're talking about this, like there was an article I read. Apparently, Nintendo's got this game on its eShop where it's like Gears and Dead Space put together, and that's the type of slop that nobody cares about, but that's what they're trying to shove down our throats is stuff like that. It's like, dude, no, that crap needs to stop. So.
Well, with that, you're never going to get away with it, or get away from it, rather, because it's on all of these like storefronts, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. You're gonna have those fly by night single dude developers that are just ripping assets and flipping them and then just doing whatever with them. You're just never going to get away from that, because that's just the kind of world we're in now when it comes to gaming.
Oh yeah, definitely. So there's it happened. I think it was last night or the night before. PlayStation updated some of its features on the welcome screen. A while ago they had a function it was on Xbox as well, but now they're giving player counts back on PlayStation, and which I like, and that's like kind of like a Steam thing. The reason why I bring this up is because I know like Xbox's new console's coming out. It's going to be a PC console hybrid, but it's going to have Steam and everything. And I'm just wondering on your guys' thought, is this, they're bringing this functionality back. And there was somebody had said this a while ago, but is PlayStation bringing this functionality back? Because they're possibly trying to test it out to see if Steam would work on PlayStation. Now it's an interesting thought, because I want to hear your guys' actual thoughts on this, because I know PlayStation had their games on Steam for a while and they cut it off because the Steam machine's coming out here sometime this year. But do you see PlayStation potentially still trying to put Steam on PlayStation Galaxy? Do you think that would be a possibility, or you think they're just doing that just to, give old nostalgic feelings back?
I think that's actually a possibility, but I'm not sure if that's the possibility. I'm not sure if we're even in that era yet. Like, I know Xbox is, and we are seeing a lot of like a marriage between the PC community and the Xbox itself, especially with the next consoles coming out for it. But I'm not sure if PlayStation's just there just yet.
Okay. Proto Foxy, how do you feel about Steam possibly? Do you think that would actually happen? PlayStation would actually go out their way and put Steam on PlayStation? Do you think that'd actually be beneficial?
I mean, would it be beneficial? Yeah. Do I think they're going to do it? No. I think Sony lives in their own gated community, and I think they want to keep it that way. With the things the way they're developing now, where it's like, it seems like, excuse me, it seems like they're even pulling away a lot of their like single player story driven experiences off of that, or at least making it a longer wait for PC gamers to get their hands on that stuff. And it's more just the live service, stuff like Helldivers and whatever, that'll be more like your Sony titles going over to PC. I don't think that that's going to be a thing. I know Xbox is getting real cozy with the idea, but with the launch of the Steam machine coming and all of that, I feel like it may not even be a possibility for Xbox. I think I think we may see, and this is me looking in the crystal ball and what ifs kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it seems more like once Steam machine hits, and depending on how well it's received, you may even see Valve and Steam back away from that kind of maybe partnership going on. And, and the fact that Microsoft and Xbox are even trying to pump more into the Microsoft storefront, I think you may even see Valve try and kind of gate off their community. I know a lot of that stuff is like third party to begin with anyway, but they've got enough third party support on the PC end of things and, and Steam, that they may not even be like, okay, well, I don't think we want to integrate this unless it's going to be absolutely beneficial to us. Now, if for whatever reason the Steam machine doesn't take off, or it stays in its own lane and it's very niche and this and that, maybe that'll continue. But as far as Sony going, I don't think they're going to do it. I think they may even gate off further, because the way it's looking for whatever the plan is for the next gen, which still feels insane to me to speak about,
Yeah.
because I don't even think this gen took off the way it needed to at all. But the next gen, I think Sony is going to turn around, gate off, and be like, well, this is the pure console experience. And then you're going to have Microsoft be that hybrid where it's like, okay, Windows 11, our machine does a little bit of both because it's running on Windows 11. You can kind of cross progress on your different pieces of equipment, what have you, and then Steam's going to do whatever Steam's going to do. So no, again, long-winded answer. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
But I don't think so. I think the player counts, it would be just beneficial across the board for PlayStation and Microsoft to do it anyway, because everybody likes to use those metrics, right? Those player counts to kind of judge how well the game's doing. But consoles traditionally don't have that.
Yeah, no.
So I think it would be beneficial for everybody across the board. Let's get the player counts. Like you can't, like everybody tries to use those different metrics like sales and player counts and this and that, but we don't have them coming from consoles traditionally.
Yeah.
I think that would just be more beneficial across the board for Xbox and PlayStation to do that just for themselves.
Okay. My son's been a little bit quiet. Let's bring him into the fold. Would you? Now you play a lot of games. Like I said, your biggest game right now, son, is Squirrel with a Gun. And you see me mess around on Steam and everything. Now, hypothetically, like I said, it's up in the air. We don't even know if it's 100% going to happen. But would you like to see Steam come to PlayStation?
Yes.
That's it? Just yes?
Yes, because some games I want to play with you are on Steam, so that'd be perfect. If it came to PlayStation, so I could play more games with you, because you really don't play your PS5 like that. Like, you bought a game that me and you were supposed to play together, Skull and Bones, and we played it twice, and that was it. So yeah, if Steam were to come to PS5, I feel like it would be beneficial, because more people could play together. Like, some people can't play Ready or Not on PC, but they have Body Cam.
Okay. Yeah, that game is I haven't tried that one yet, but I got to get into it. But I mean, as a whole, Steam coming to PlayStation, because I feel like you said that once that Steam machine comes out, everybody might just fence themselves off and just kind of focus on what they're doing. Like, I know Xbox is rebranding themselves. We're Xbox, and Asha Sharman, she's doing a really good job with Xbox, and she's trying to make a relationship with PC and everything, because she wants to have, I get it, they want to have the better console PC hybrid, but at the end of the day, and like I said, I could be wrong for making this statement, but it's going to be a console first, then a PC. So, because if you make it PC first, then a console, then that's going to be well beyond that $1,200 price point that they're trying to go. Well, I think they're trying to do the 2 SKUs for this, and it's going to be like $1,200 for one, or $1,500 for 100, which I really am annoyed when people do multiple SKUs. They should just leave it alone and just do the one thing. But I get it; it does help out if you don't have the money for it. But at the end of the day, one's less powerful. But yeah, with the Steam machine coming out, because I think I just saw something where I don't know if it's actually all going to be priced at $1,000. I'd have to look that up again, but definitely think that because Valve takes off with it and it does good, they might just kind of focus on themselves and give the better option than going to Xbox. Because if you think about it, if they do run Steam on this thing, depends on the type of hardware that they have in this stuff, because that stuff could be compressed weird, it might not run right and stuff like that. And I get it, you should be able to adjust all the settings and stuff, but you still might be limited versus what the Steam machine could do. I mean, you'll still be limited with that, because it's not a full-on PC graphics card and the CPU and all that.
And that's definitely another point where we need to discuss as gamers. At some point, what is it going to be between buying a console and a computer, when with especially like a desktop, you can constantly upgrade your stuff. You can have the newest hardware, the newest video cards. But when you buy a console, especially at that $1,000 price point, and you can't upgrade it, or something else better comes out, and technologies, they keep updating every 6 months or more.
Yeah,
it's like it's about a 6-month shelf life.
Yeah. So like, what point your $1,000 investment going to be looking kind of sorry when you could have bought $1,000 PC and you can go ahead and drop another $200-$300 and get yourself a better graphics card.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm down with that point. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but this is a really good discussion point here, because it just depends, for me anyway, what's coming in the box and how variable it is with its drivers. Because right now, and again, price is a massive thing. Am I not? Am I right here?
100%.
Galaxy, with price, and especially with graphics cards right now, because we saw that big fiasco where graphics cards, the high-end stuff, shot way up, and we know what it was used for. I'm not going to get on a pedestal over that. I don't need to. We know we know why.
Yeah.
Tech bros and Bitcoin, and that can eat whatever it can. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it really just shot that up, and it made high-end gaming PC building it custom, because I'm like you guys. My PC is custom. I built it, and then of course upgrading it here and there. I do need to actually upgrade my card again to do some things, but I can still game on it.
Yeah.
Pretty well. Is it the highest end stuff? No, but then again, I also don't care about 250 frames a second running at 10K resolution. I don't care. But for people who do, I get it. But it's like, it depends on what these what the Helix and then the Steam Machine come with in the box, and how variable it is and how friendly it is to update the drivers, because these are both going to be hybrid PC machines.
Yes.
So there's going to be some kind of variability when it comes to updating drivers and stuff like that. Yes, you're going to be stuck to whatever's in the box, unless you're a hardcore modder that wants to rip apart something. And we know there's people out there that do that.
Definitely.
Oh, wait. That's actually another point. I didn't mean to interrupt you, and I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just remembered when you said that, Nintendo had already basically started a war against modders. If you open your thing's going to become a brick.
Yeah.
And what are the chances that these systems might even do the same thing? That's also another issue if that's something.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that, because if they
and the thing is,
suit...
though, and I get the whole stance against Nintendo and ripping open a Switch 2 and then they're going to brick it. But other consoles had done that in the past. You modded an Xbox 360 and you got caught going online with it, you're banned. Like completely, like permaban.
But I thought it was like the G's, what was it, like overclocking or something? I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. That it was just like a certain thing though. It wasn't just opening up and modding it, because I remember seeing people just changing the shells out, or like actually putting in custom, shells, like taking out their Xbox and putting like into a custom shell.
Yeah.
Like someone made like a Gears of War one, and it was just like when it lit up, it was just all red. It was beautiful.
Right. Yeah, and it's cool, and now that's the kind of mod that they can't obviously monitor, right? Because that's hard. That's outer shell, casing based.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like internals. Like if they catch one little thing, and that's even with like current consoles too. Like if they catch one little thing that doesn't agree with the code that you're using that's advantageous to you, they're just going to brick you out, and they're going to ban your account, and then you're not going to be able to access stuff.
Well, see, I thought they banned your account. They didn't brick your system. You could create a whole new account and redo it.
And I may be speaking out of turn. I don't know. When I look at a banned account, and it's basically like they're perma-banning you for life, and it's like at an IP level, you may as well brick your console anyway. So I may be even off on that. You know what I mean?
I think it is the. I think it's the account. Because I remember seeing an actual bricked Nintendo system, and it was actually the account, like their entire account, all their games and stuff. They couldn't update it. They couldn't get online. They couldn't do nothing. So even if they actually had the game, they couldn't play the updated version, or they couldn't get like bug fixes or whatever it was. So they couldn't even play.
Yeah, because I thought back in the day it was like, okay, you got caught hacking or you did something, they banned your account. I thought you could still use the system, but no. But the new wave, if
Okay.
PlayStation and Xbox go that route. Oh, if you mod your system and add something, we're just because you buy. I'm sorry, the $500 price point now on the Switch 2. If I'm wasting $500 on that son of a bitch, you better not brick that thing to where I can't even turn it on because you didn't like what I did to it. And that's the thing. It's like even Nintendo still hasn't even fully give like specifics of what bricks it. Like what do they deem on that they don't want in their system. So, but yeah, if other consoles follow suit like that, that would be terrible. That's
and the sad thing is, yeah, it's terrible, but at the same time, it's not unprecedented. And on top of that, it's the way the market itself is going. I mean, look at how the games themselves now are consumed, where it's like basically like DRM and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo going over to just game keys as opposed to game cards. Microsoft famously doesn't put the entire game on the disc.
Yeah.
And it's like, even PlayStation, I feel like is, for you can still play like I think version 1 of these titles, but if you're offline, if there is like a game breaking bug, you're not going to be able to play it. That would honestly almost feel like the next step,
Oh, yeah.
But again, that's all speculation at this point, right?
Yeah, pretty much for the most part. Yeah, because the latest thing now that's come out with, with like hacking and stuff is now like, if you're caught hacking on like Call of Duty or some crap, I sent you the video, Galaxy. Like if you get caught hacking and cheating at games now, like they'll like arrest you and actually put you in jail for like 6 months, which is crazy. And then once you get out,
that's excessive.
Yeah, and then then they get like all their like video game stuff perma banned. Like they like pretty much lock it out, like Nintendo and all that, like stuff like that. And that's where it's kind of like, Jesus, if you're spending this money on these consoles and they do that, man, that's ridiculous. It's just out of hand. That's why, I mean, I know like PCs and stuff, you can lock it out and everything, stuff like that. Jesus Christ, I had something happen earlier and I like lost my damn mind. But like,
yeah.
So I don't know. I feel, and I hate to say this because I love Xbox, I love PlayStation, but right now I'm kind of leaning towards the PC realm to where like I can adjust everything to go back to what we were actually talking about. I like the fact that I can upgrade my stuff. Like you said, whatever's in the box is in the box, and God only knows how much adjusting we can do with these things because they're not out yet. But that's what I love about PC. Yes, after 6 months, the stuff is pretty much dead technology. And what's crazy is that Xbox Helix is going to launch so close to the new graphics card, the 60 series. So I'm kind of interested in how that's going to work out because, we got to see how the 60 series is because, dude, the 5090's already like, the 5090's like $5,000. So hopefully,
that's insane.
Hopefully the Helix and the Steam Box, are going to be the better budget, and they are actually super good, great consoles. So they can, so people don't have to spend that excess amount of dollars on PC stuff because yes, that stuff is expensive.
Well, I do want to say this real quick before we move on because it is funny that we're kind of. Having this conversation about that with new consoles coming, right? It's funny that we're actually having this conversation because traditionally consoles, since the beginning of console gaming, was always that locked experience. And you always had to, if you wanted the newer experience, you always had to upgrade to the next gen. And now the fact that we're sitting and talking about possibly modding consoles and variability and upgrades and stuff like that is just wild to me because it is blurring the line between console and PC. And PC was always that lane where it was like you were always going to upgrade and you were always going to have the top of the line stuff to be able to do those kinds of things like mods and everything like that. It's just kind of wild to me having this conversation because it's to think that the line is just so blurred now when it was just like, hell, even just last gen in like Xbox One and PS4 and the original Switch, it was like that was it. That was just your locked experience. And now we're talking about like variability. It's just like, how much further are we going to blur the lines before it is just all PC anyway? You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. Well, we are going to go on to the final stuff of the show, and that's what we are playing and what we're looking forward to coming out. Galaxy, what you playing right now, and what are you looking forward to?
Well, right now, like my viewers can see on screen, I'm playing Toxic Commando.
Hell yeah.
I'm actually going to start